Hello stackers! I hope today was the best day ever for you. This will take some time, so grab a drink and something to write with, then we can work together to get you started right on your precious metal journey. So pause now, grab something to drink, and join me for the first day of a bright future. Please note that the opinions expressed in this video are my own. I am not a financial expert nor a financial advisor. You should always do your own research before making any financial decisions. Before we get into the math planning, I want to give you a little bit of my background. Besides being a new YouTuber, I've been self-employed for over 15 years. The last time I had credit card debt was over 30 years ago. I am not rich, but I've always been very disciplined with money, even in early life when I did not have much of it. To this day, I cannot stand having any kind of personal debt. I believe that freedom comes from not falling into economic slavery, and I want to help you achieve this too. So, are you ready to put a plan in place and start stacking and work toward financial freedom? If you said yes, then relax and get ready to take some notes as we go through this together. Alright, I'm glad to see you're still here. The decision to move forward puts you in a very small group when compared to the majority of the population. So the first step is to establish how much money you can put aside without causing any issue in your day-to-day finances. The typical amount that financial planners suggest is 10 to 20% of your income. This will vary greatly depending on your income and your expenses. What I want you to do is to pause the video and calculate how much income you have after taxes and your fixed expenses. If you take 10 to 20% of the income, will that leave you with enough to pay everything and still have money to function without issue? If not, then calculate how much you can set aside, knowing you will never have to go to that money unless a major emergency happens. Alright, so that is your base investment budget. Now, do you have any credit card debt? If you do, before you can even think about investing into anything, you need to use that money to pay off all of your credit cards. You can't think of investing when you're paying 20 to 30% interest per year. If this is your situation, you can still make the plan, but before applying it, use the investment budget on credit card payments until all of the cards are cleared. Now let's move on with the plan. Most financial advisors agree that people should put aside 3 to 6 months of revenue in case of emergency. This is money that can be used to pay medical bills, repair the roof of the house, major issues with the car, and so on. Here is where my plan changes from what financial advisors suggest. I am not a professional, and this plan is from my personal experience, and so I invite you to research this into taking any action. The way my plan works is this. At first, you will find a high interest rate bank account. I have listed a few of these in the description box under the video. This will be used to make your cash reserve of money that can be used in a heartbeat in case something wrong happens. Your goal will be to have 2 months of revenue in this account. So let's say you make $4,000 per month after taxes, you will want $8,000 in the account. Afterwards, we can start working on converting money into silver, gold, and other precious metals. These can be used in case of emergency because they are very liquid. The only issue is that you don't want to have to use them shortly after purchase because you normally are at a loss immediately after purchase because of the premiums. A 2-month emergency cash reserve should be enough to cover all but the most dire emergencies. We are finally at the point where we can start stacking precious metals. The second part of the plan is to stack 4 months of income worth in precious metals. Depending where the market is at the time of purchase, you may want to purchase one metal over the others. The suggestion I will give you will thus have to be applied by keeping current with market prices. At the moment, in February of 2020, silver is extremely undervalued, gold is rather expensive, platinum is at the low of its cycle, and palladium have exploded in price over the last year. So at the moment, silver would be the most recommended precious metal to buy. Gold, because of the low premium, is not a bad choice either, even if the price is a little high. Platinum is very inexpensive, but the premiums are higher when you buy or sell, and it's not very liquid because there's much less demand for it. So I would only buy a little bit of it as a secondary or third asset in your precious metal stack. maybe something like 5% or 10% of your total precious metal stack. Palladium may keep climbing because the demand is higher than production, but buying an asset when it has doubled in price is never a safe thing to do. You want to buy when prices are low, not when the price is at the top of the bubble. Just ask people who purchased silver in 2012 after the price had tripled. They are probably still in the hole waiting for prices to rise back up if they did not sell at a huge loss already. As for rhodium, there is no real market for it, and it has been going up for years. I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole, but that's just me. I hope you're enjoying the content so far. Let me know what you think by using the thumbs up or thumbs down button below. So for this precise moment, my suggestion would be to stack mainly silver, some gold, and a very small amount of platinum. I invite you to write down the percentage of each you would like to buy. For example, for me, it will be 60% silver, 35% gold, and 5% platinum. Simply choose what you feel would be the best. There are no right or wrong ways to do this. Okay, so now comes the easy part. Every time you get a paycheck, you will put the amount of money you decided on in an envelope and put it in a safe place. You must make an habit of doing this. If you leave the money in your bank account or in your pockets, you might use it without even thinking about it. Once it has been removed, you are sure that it will be used to implement your plan. In the old days, we used to call this pay yourself first. Once a month, I suggest around the first of the month, but you choose a moment that is easiest and best for your situation. You will take the envelope and purchase metal. Doing it this way instead of purchasing every time you are paid will allow you to purchase larger sizes and get discount. For silver, my recommendation is to buy into the 10-ounce size bars if you can. But some people prefer to stack bullions. Just do the math and try to purchase with the lowest premium possible. There are many ways to purchase at spot or close to spot. You will want to watch a video on how to do this so you can get more metal for your money. If you decide to buy gold, you will probably have to go for less than an ounce unless you make a very high salary. Premium starts to be acceptable in the quarter-ounce size. Below that, premiums are usually higher than silver, so I would not recommend it. If after a month you still don't have enough money to buy a quarter ounce or more, then I suggest you wait another month so you can do it. If it would take you more than 2 months, I suggest you go into silver instead and use the trading up strategy I will explain a little bit later. If you decide you want platinum, make sure the price is still at the bottom of the price range. You will need to do basic technical analysis of the charts to do this, but in essence, if you look at the price of the platinum chart, and the price has been going down or staying stable at the bottom of the range for the last few months, then it is probably a good time to buy. If it has been going up for several months, then it's probably not. Congratulations! You now get into the fun part. Based on current prices and the budget you have put in place, you can now set goals for how much silver, gold, and platinum you should be able to purchase if prices remain stable. So this is the time to sit down and start shopping for your first purchase. The first step is to compare online dealers and local coin shops. See how much they're charging for what you want to purchase. Also see if they have special deals on some products. See if they offer free shipping on certain order sizes. Some cities have amazing coin shops. Others only have shops that will sell you at ridiculous premiums. Those are usually shops specialized in collector coins and don't understand the stacking aspect of precious metals. They sell silver at 20 to 25% over spot, and if you were to buy at that price, you would never be able to make any money. So shop around and see what are the best places for you. Now I encourage you to choose bullions, bars, or rounds you want to buy there and write them down. I guarantee that you will be looking forward to do the purchase on the day you have set. And when you get paid, you will be eager to set the money aside. Now we are a few months in, and you now have a precious metal stack. Congratulations! I suggest you track the silver to gold ratio as well as the prices for all of the metals. This will give you an opportunity to trade silver for gold if the ratio narrows. At the moment, it's almost 90 to 1, when the historical average is around 50 to 1. So when prices come closer together, you might want to trade in silver and buy gold. Talk to your local coin shop and ask them if they do these kinds of ratio trades. If they do, take advantage of it. If they don't, try to convince them to do it. The advantage for them is that even though they're not making a profit on the trade with you, silver premiums are higher than gold, so it is an advantage for them for later sales. The last thing I want to cover is the security of your precious metals. You should find a place to store your precious metal that no one knows about. That includes your kids, if you have any. You can also get a safe, but my view is that if you find a good enough hiding spot, a safe is not that important. The best would be to have a safe in a completely hidden location. You did it! You now have a game plan to build wealth. Now all you have to do is put it into action. I just want to give you a small warning. You might find that once you start stacking, you might be wanting to purchase precious metal all of the time. Just be careful not to use any of the money you might need. I have made impulsive purchases in the past, but it was never money I needed. Stacking is a long game, and you don't want to make purchases that you would be forced to sell in the short term. The last thing I would suggest is to think about adding a small portion of the metal you buy as fun stuff, not purely based on premiums. This could be poured silver, semi-collectible coins, or do what I do, purchase a single bullion of every type so you have a collection. If you have not done so already, check my video on calculating premiums, reviews of dealers, and other stacking skills and knowledge. Welcome to the world of precious metal investing. This community is awesome, and you will find a lot of great people with the same goals as you have. And remember that if you are not stacking, you are failing.